Sound, Lavistro wakes in the underground. Cyber Dragon host seizes the helm. Dive into the madness of virtual realms. Welcome to Dragoncast. Fire breathing wine, screaming loud. Lavistro's here to shake the crowd. Psychotic dragon ready to ignite. Hold on tight, we're taking flight. From Gamergate to Goonergate, woke crusaders spew their hate. Lies unfold before our ears. Podcast rage to calm our fears. Reclaim gaming in Dragoncast. Fire breathing wine, screaming loud. Lavistro's here to shake the crowd. Psychotic dragon ready to ignite. Hold on tight, we're taking flight. Dragoncast. Worlds clash in endless collision. Gaming news with a fierce precision. With a spark so wild it breaks the norm. In the tempest eye of analysts face the score. Truth burns with a psychotic roar. Corrupt suits sneer what they despise. Dragoncast will open your eyes. Integrity found in Dragoncast. Fire breathing metal, screaming loud. Lavistro's here to shake the crowd. Psychotic dragon ready to ignite. Hold on tight, we're taking flight. Dragoncast. Dragoncast. Of justice cut through the dark. Lavistro's roar ignites the spark. A dragon's heart fiercely defends the gaming world. Our passion ascends. This is Dragoncast. Dragoncast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dragoncast. I am Lavistro, the host of all things gaming related tips, tricks, and everything else. I'm still working on a new title clip and saying the same thing forever. And as you can guess, if you see me on that's totally not Lavistro, I am also now the hater of free speech and the defender of corn by Shields. So yeah, and as Dash will tell you, I like to twist that knife. So it is now part of my crown. Even though I'm totally a free speech advocate, even in the things I don't like. That being said, this is a nice new episode because if you've been following me for over a year, you know every Wednesday I join a crew called Phas Inc. I called it Phasmophobia Wednesday nights originally, and then we started giving a new name because we started branching out to other games. But before I introduce the host of those streams, hey Dash, how you doing? Small head.
Hey, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I was on a couple of shows yesterday, and
Yes.
yeah, I had a really good. I was on a friend of yours actually.
There.
Yeah, I was on Darmouth's Corner.
Yeah, how'd you like it? I thought it was a very interesting conversation.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were there. I forgot.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
fired you and rehired you just for fun of it.
You sure did.
Which is kind of funny considering that you have more subscribers than me and monetized, and yet you keep calling me boss man in our private chat. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with this.
Well, it's because I try not to be cocky or conceited. Like it's your show, you're the boss. It doesn't matter if like I have like more subs or if I'm
Yeah.
monetized.
Yeah,
You're the
you gotta
boss
stay
man.
humble. Everyone stays humble. Like I'm pretty sure when I go on your show, I might be snarky, but at the end of the day, I always ask you, okay, what do you not allow me on your streams? Speaking of which, when are you gonna invite me back on? I know you tried the one time, but I had a hectic schedule that time period.
Yeah. So like things are happening. I might be doing a new show in September that's going to be weekly. So if you want to be a part of that, like the doors like certainly open, but I still also would like to keep my Talk No Jutsu shows like every now and then.
Yeah. But no, I've been trying to catch your streams. It's crazy, but you've been having some great shows. I haven't watched the one any of your streams from this past week, I believe. Yeah, according to my watch history, I haven't. But you've been streaming anything new lately?
Yes, Chronicles of the Wolf. It's a love letter to Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, and Simon's Quest. I've been having a lot of fun. It's very cryptic. It's a bit challenging at times, but I'm having a lot of fun. And my friend Galaxy Red has already completed the game.
Awesome. Yes, I just bumped into Galaxy Red. I haven't heard of him until recently, but in my alt account. Funny how that works.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Me and him were on a friend show not that long ago called Sunday Night Popping. I was a part of that show. That's where I first met him. Hey, Freedom Fighter, how's it going?
Yes, and speaking of which, because how rude of me being a host and not saying hi to all my guests. So let me go ahead and do that because I tend to forget nowadays. I don't know why I forget to do that. Probably because I just do everything off the cuff, no script. Lord Dragonio, hello. Yes, we have a bot in our server, and I'm not going to ban it. Hey, it's Dash Attack, the real Dash Attack, the one with an actual atomically correct head size. You know, I'm still going to give you shit for that
by the end of vacation, the head will be fixed. I've already been in contact with the dude.
It's all good. I just like to give you shit for it. St. Hugo, can someone? I've been seeing this a lot. Can someone explain to me the Clippy icon making a comeback? Did I not know?
It's a protest meme.
Yeah, it's a protest meme.
Okay, so someone give me the deets because I am definitely out of loop.
So if you see, if you're upset at Microsoft requiring subscriptions for everything, make your avatar a Clippy. If you're upset at losing physical media, make your avatar a Clippy, etc., and so on.
Oh, I like showing my face, but I'll have to find a way to. Sonia, if you're in here, I gotta get with you. I need a Walmart jersey for my avatar. I know you made a emoji for that. I need a Clippy emoji, but I also need a Clippy pin to put on my chest and somehow my profile picture. You're good at that stuff. I need help, please. Moving on, we also got Lenny. She's awesome. Hi, Lenny. I promise I will not send you disgusting game recommendations for being snarky on this live stream. We got Freedom Fighter 76, one of my original followers. I don't know if I think I'm not sure it was him or Sergeant Gertine, but I remember you were talking to him in your chat during our fast week. He's been in almost every stream since last summer, if I remember correctly. Kyle.
Yeah, no, I've seen him pop in. He was nice enough to start showing up, and I'm glad he's enjoyed it. Hunting ghosts, shooting zombies is a big part of Faz Incorporated, but entertaining everybody with all of the shenanigans that goes on in there is this is the primary thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, with a little bit of seeing what trouble Soul can find himself falling into.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. In Phasmophobia, he's trying to be very careful not to get hunted. He always gets targeted. But in Left 4 Dead 2, he's gung-ho, charging the whole thing, scouting ahead. And we're like, where's Soul?
Yeah, he's about halfway through the map. Yeah, he just got pounced. Great.
And Valkyria Winter, hello. Hail all food of time and Rule 34 Night Elves. Yes.
Oh my.
Yes. He's another strong supporter. Came around, I won't say springtime, but I had him on to help me cover 40K because he's huge. Don't talk 40K to this guy, Kyle. If you talk 40K, he will spurg and then say, "I'm sorry, I was spurged," which I tell him don't be. But I'm lost in the sauce because there's so much lore of 40K. I never played it, never got a chance to, other than the Space Marine video games, never, don't know much about it. And so, but he helped me out to cover Warhammer Skulls when it came out this year, their little showcase stream, and talk about 40K with the common nerd. Great guy. And he likes to say Fuda because I tell him, like, please don't post any Fudas in my chat, in my Discord. He says I won't. So because he knows my kryptonite, that I don't like it. He keeps saying that, so I have to say it every fucking time. And then we have the Goon Room, and who says, "Hail, Burning P." I was telling you about him earlier. Another great guy. A little abrasive at times, but great guy. Then we have got him, Shadow Warden. Hello. Well, you know who Shadow Warden is. And Shadow Warden, Sunker, and I think I told you, we play a D&D game together every Saturday. Not this Saturday, but we'll probably be playing it next Saturday as well. It's been a year now. Hey, you want to talk about shenanigans? I missed the last one because back to school was coming. And they told me that Sunker got us cursed, which, if I remember correctly, and we'll talk about it, if I remember correctly, though, you play a tabletop with Sunker as well.
I do.
Jeremiah,
I also DM.
Yes, you do. Yeah, so I think we got everyone in the chat that's coming in. Don't forget to like, share, and if you're on Rumble, repost the stream. Yes, even though I'm snarky on Rumble, I do like Rumble. So go ahead and repost the stream. It helps me grow. And we are getting so close to 500. I just updated the stream in credits, which will be fast. So y'all's names are in there. If you don't see it, it's either because you unsubbed or YouTube or somebody unsubbed you, or your accounts are private and I can't see it. So what I would need is for you to contact me on Discord. In every stream, I have a Discord link, and tell me, "Hey, Lavistro, I subbed at this day. Here's the dates. Here's all this stuff. Blah 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 blah." And we will add you in there, especially if I know that you're in there, because most of y'all say hi, and though I'm not good with names, I can recall chat, which is weird. But speaking of weird things, KyoZaber, I know who you are. But I speak for my chat here, okay? What the fuck is a talking pie on my stream? Who the fuck are you? Why the fuck are you here? And why should my viewers care?
Oh, well, who am I? Why am I here? Well, I'm here because you extended me an invitation, and I know better than to say no to a giant dragon. That usually ends poorly. But yeah, hello, everyone. I am KyoZaber. Yes, my avatar is that of a pie with glasses with my name on the pie tin. That is a long story, which, well, depending on how things go, you guys may be forced to hear. But I hang out on the internet. I primarily play games over my lunch hour and then sometimes play games just on the weekends when time allows. I am the DM / GM for game on Moonskull, Season of Ghosts. I also play games like Lavistro said on Wednesdays, and just like everybody, a dude that's been out on the internet for a long time.
Yes, he has. So Kyle, let's go ahead and get into the interview where we ask the hard questions.
And yeah,
Questions that could make or break a channel.
and yeah.
So, Mario or Sonic?
That's a tough one. I'll go with Mario.
And Kyle said we're done. Goodbye.
Darn, I hate it when that happens.
He
So, yeah,
chose poorly.
I that happens, and it will not be the last. But no, grew up with Mario, was always primarily, but whenever I did go over to a person's house with a Sega Genesis, I will admit the sweet and savory fruit of a Sonic the Hedgehog game. Oh, it was always fantastic. Unfortunately, since it was a friend's house, I could never play as much, so I could never get as good. But it was definitely a delicacy to behold. And Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube is still my favorite Sonic game of all time.
Absolutely, same here.
I love that game.
Yep, I mean, if the Dreamcast had to go out with any swan song, that was a good game to go out with.
Mm-hmm. So, Kyle, we try not to ask too much personal information on people. We're still learning how to do this. Obviously, we've been doing this for about every Saturday for almost what do you think, Des? We've been doing interviews like this way since Mugen Lord, so probably February.
Yeah, so like for almost like 2/3 of the year.
Yeah, but we're still learning because we like to custom tailor everything. And as I told you before the stream started, chat gets to ask questions and we'll bring them up. Dash will ask questions, but usually most of the time I'm the one asking.
Sure.
And you have the right to say, I'd rather not ask that if it's too personal, this and that. But I want to start with, let's go back to when KyoZaber was an uncooked pie. You know, the ingredients were all over the place. You know, it wasn't a fully baked pie yet. Probably still had a few pins left in the yard as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what would you say was your first game you ever played?
The first Super Mario Brothers. Of course, I was told, no, this game is too hard. You don't want to play it. Well, whenever you're a little kid and you see something that someone says, nuh-uh, well, I shouldn't speak for all little kids, but I was that one that was like, what do you mean? I can play this. Now, granted, I am pretty sure I died a lot, but still, that was my first game that really comes to memory. I think I did play some Atari 2600 games, but we never played it that much because the folks, we had it, but they didn't know how to hook it up, and it was, of course, it had that mechanical switch that you had to like tie into the antenna screws on the back of the television. Some of you youngins might not know what those are, and that's okay. You live in a far superior time than back then.
Hello, Alice. Yes, I do remember those, even though I didn't have one. I got an Atari 2600 on a garage sale when I was 14.
Ooh.
We were too poor to have a console. My first console was actually the GameCube, but my first video game console, if you could call it a console, was the Brick. And
Ooh.
It was kind of like a Charlie in the Chocolate Factory thing for me. My mom and dad scrimped and saved a whole year just so they could give me a Nintendo because everyone else had it, and I was not exactly a very popular kid in school. Shocker.
Oh.
But so everyone else had a GameCube and not GameCube, a Game Boy. So my first games were the Tetris and Mario Bros. But the first game I that sold me was Link's Awakening for the Game Boy. I was like,
Oh,
yes, I'm a
nice.
gamer. It had Link, he was left-handed, I was left-handed. This is probably why I'm always choosing to be an elf in D&D type games or RPGs. I'm always playing
Mhm.
as elf because Link had pointy ears. And
Oh,
he was a
yeah.
Christian canonically, so there was like all that. It just sold me. And he had a sword, so that's another thing. I have a obsession with swords. That being said, what was the game that told you, yes, I'm a gamer? Because I mean, you clearly stream games, you clearly show a love for games. What was the game that sold it for you? That yeah, gaming is my life. I'm one with the games.
That is another good question. Um, I wouldn't say that any one in particular really just hit it for me. Just from a standpoint of it's all just such a concerto of multiple things, and that's the nice thing about gaming is there's something out there for everyone. Um, but I guess if you tied me down and said you have to pick one or else, the other one that stands out the most for me would be Mega Man 3 on the NES.
Oh yes.
Played that with a cousin of mine, and the fun thing about that is it is busted, but it is still a great Mega Man game, and it's busted in two aspects. One, the password system is they for whatever reason put it so that you just have to enter in a single digit in their password system, and you can max out however many energy tanks you have. So as long as you know it, you can pretty much start out each game with just standard extra lives, but nine energy tanks. So you can increase or decrease the difficulty at your leisure. And then on top of it, there's a debug portion in the game that they left in with a second controller. So if you have a friend or whatever that adjustable wrench is, I don't know the particular name for it, but if you have a second control pad, you just hold down, I think it's right on the control pad, and Mega Man gains the ability to just moon jump all over the place. And you can then do some fun, weird things where if you jump yourself into a pit, you can moon jump out of it. And then the little Nintendo gets so confused, especially when the extra lives reach 0, but you leap out of it and then start moving through.
Uh-oh.
That was fun. Uh-oh. What uh-oh?
You cut off there towards the end.
Oh,
It's like,
great.
oh no, did we lose them?
No, not yet. So as I was saying, you press and hold it. You are able to jump out of pits. You are able to glitch the Nintendo, and shenanigans can happen.
Yes. Isn't that what gaming's all about? The shenanigans.
Shenanigans? Oh yeah.
Trying to break the game. That's one thing I like about sandbox games is I'll try to break the game, seeing how many things I can spawn in. Like with Minecraft, back when I played Minecraft, my son does the same thing. I just did because I know eventually if you put too much in, it'll lag the system. I was like, how much can Minecraft hold? I literally populated the entire biome as far as I could see that was rendering with villagers that you can hear that annoying and it was just like an echo explosion of that sound that my eardrums busted before it finally lagged and crashed.
Nice. No, that is a sad thing that with a lot of modern games with patching that it's not completely gone, but it just gets harder and harder to find that minus world or that glitch that you can partake of and just savor. One of my favorite, so going back to the GameCube, one of my favorite glitches that a buddy and I always do is on Resident Evil remake. So Resident Evil 1, the remake. With Jill, you can glitch so that you can have pretty much infinite grenade launcher ammo. And so I've never played the game as Chris. I always go for Jill because Jill's is the only way you can make that grenade launcher just spam insane numbers. So stuff like that. It's sad that a lot of modern games with their now day one patches or such just they fix the glitch. And you know what? Sometimes the glitch is the best thing of the game.
Yep. Or as you say towards Phasmophobia, it's part of Phasmophobia's charm.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But
indeed.
I agree. And it's funny because there was companies that capitalized on that. Tips and Tricks magazine. They would tell you tricks like there's this little glitch that would happen here, or there's this little trick that would happen there, or here's a dev code that someone found that's still in the game, like the classic up left, right down, A B B. I can't remember the full thing by heart.
Yeah.
There's
Do
a
you
counter
guys?
code.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the glitch in Oblivion where there was this one guy in the Imperial City that if you killed him, took all his items, and then and take the gold last, you can get like infinite gold.
I can't say I've ever played that, but I like this. I like the sound of that.
Unfortunately, Bethesda eventually did patch it.
Yeah,
those bastards.
And there's another one. So you play some of these classic games, especially I would assume some of the Game Boy games on your streams. Do you remember the 152nd Pokemon before they branched out with Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Gold and Silver?
The good old Missing No, yes.
Yeah.
The unofficial one, but sorry, it's in the game. Too bad, so sad. And of course, there was always the "Don't do it, man! It'll bust your game." And it's like, yeah. I never tried looking for it myself, but I have. And
the 6th item maxes out your inventory slot. So it's like, for example, if you had the Master Ball, but you can only have one, right? That's your 6th item.
Darn.
And I know this by heart because someone told me this. I called bullshit on it towards them, but decided to try it on my game. And it's, even if I remember correctly, I think it's also in Pokemon Yellow, the anime version,
Pikachu one.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have to teach one of your Pokemon surf. And you have to go down from Vermilion City, where the boat is, and you have to go all the way to the island where Articuno is found. But you have to go there and not encounter any monsters, like have no encounters, battles, whatever. Then you scroll up and down that coastline on surf, and eventually Masingo comes up, as I call him, Masingo. And then you can capture that Pokemon, right? And you can teach them anything you want, but also if you look at your inventory, it maxes out your inventory slot. So I would sit there with my Master Ball, and I would literally max that out, all the rare occasions. I would not use any of those items that I knew were limited until I got to Masingo. And after that, then I'd go fill out my Pokédex. Then I would go do that stuff.
And you could just plow through the game. Oh, I got you. Oh, darn. Don't know how that happened.
It was awesome. I filled out my Pokédex real quick. And then there was things like Game Genie, which actually hacks the game. But I would use Game Genie to get the ability to capture Pokemon that you couldn't get in those versions. So eventually I had Red first because I love dragons, so obviously. So Charizard was on Red. So I would actually get the Game Genie. I would capture Blastoise. I would capture Bulbasaur. And I would just keep doing that. And it's like, well, I won the battle. I stole everyone's Pokemon.
Yeah, who needs other players? I got the Game Genie, yo.
Yeah, but see, to be fair, on my end, I grew up in a small town farm, so not everyone played Pokemon.
Oh yeah, well, even where I lived, I mean, I'm in Japan. I'm glad that they evidently, had a bigger Pokemon community, and who knows, maybe somewhere around the U.S. it was pretty huge. But yeah, I never had any huge Pokemon tourneys, or brought my Game Boy with a wired cable and exchanged with a lot of people. So unfortunately, unfortunately, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Pokemon was a high profile game, is what I call it. I call it either high profile games, what I call them, because they're games that everybody's gonna like if we had YouTube today back then, every streamer would be covering and playing Pokemon because it was the game.
It was.
But doesn't
Yeah.
mean that there's a big fandom for it. There are, don't get me wrong, there are people who are fans. My sister's a huge Pokemon fan. I still like Charizard, and not just because from the anime. I literally
Mhm.
had all the dragon Pokemon. I was obsessed. That's the one of the reasons why I played Pokemon is I wanted a dragon playing game. I've always been
Sure.
obsessed with dragons. But yeah, I digest. So have you ever tried to have you, I'm not sure if I could say it and get you in trouble because you know the controversies on that certain E-word which we won't go
Mhm.
into, but we did talk about how Nintendo does allow it how it's legal if you had the original copy, all this stuff. But what I'm asking is when you play it in that fashion, have you ever tried any of those old glitches you experienced as a kid?
No, I would. You know, and you're talking about it. I wouldn't mind firing up my old Pokemon games, and I was never brave enough to go for Missing No, but I might have to just again, and that's one nice thing about the large backlog of just old classic games, and that goes for all of you out there. You know, if you're upset with a lot of stuff that's going on in modern day, just look back to the past. There is such a rich library of things to experience that I mean, people are set for ages. And if you're ever looking for inspiration, a lot of that classic stuff still can hold up to this day. And, you know, maybe throw in a few glitches for some of us old farts who like glitches. Just saying.
Or just hear me out. You could also support any developers. Um, just
Oh,
saying.
yeah. No, the indie
just
scene.
saying.
No, I'm not trying to diss any of the indie devs
Oh
because
no, I
they
know you're
are, you know, that's another nice thing about this modern time. So back when we were kids, I a pity to anybody who was trying to make a video game on anything because computers were overly expensive. Learning how to code was still kind of a thing. But nowadays, with a lot of just kind of the better game engines out there that you can just sit down and, yeah, it still takes work. You need to have some talent or know somebody who's talented in art, and then somehow get your hands on music. But if you settle down, you can, and if you got the right dream, you can make something that everybody can enjoy.
Yes. What would you say is your guilty pleasure? Like everyone hates this game. You'll get ridiculed and maybe burnt at the stake for it, allegedly in Minecraft, all that stuff. But this game, you don't care. When you're feeling low, you're feeling down, or you're just bored and you need something to do, you close your door, you turn off your lights, flash on your monitors, and pop in this game. What is that guilty pleasure?
Super Metroid.
Oh,
I
nice.
I really like that game, and now that I've discovered the Super Metroid / Legend of Zelda crossover
Oh
randomizer,
yeah.
it
What
itches both of those scratches.
was
Oh
this a
yeah.
YouTube video or something?
No, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no. Go
Well,
ahead.
I
Al.
did discover it from some other people playing it, of course. But now that I mean, finding the site, you can't, as long as you have the legitimate backup copies of your game, which you're supposedly allowed to have, you can go to you just use your Google, folks. You can go out there to a Legend of Zelda / Super Metroid crossover site, and they will help you mash those two together into a single ROM. And you can make it as hard or as easy as you wish. They also provide spoiler text for those moments where you are completely stumped. And there are linkage points in both games where you can switch back and forth between Legend of Zelda and Super Metroid. A Link to the Past, I'm sorry. A Link to the Past and Super Metroid, and you basically go through the games looking for the key items you need to progress. And with the end goal being you beat Ganon and you beat Mother Brain. Sadly, Samus can't go in and beat up Ganon with the Hyper Beam, and vice versa. Link can't go into Super Metroid and just cut into Mother Brain. But it's the puzzle aspects of both games and seeking out key items you need to progress. It's a fun brain teaser.
I don't know if you still have. I don't know if you have them on YouTube or Rumble because Kick obviously removes certain streams that reach a certain age. But I remember last year, was it last? It was like fall, winter last year or early winter this year. You used to stream really late at night when I would in my stream. I'd see you on there, and you were streaming those. You also had a randomizer that would randomize your gameplay with the Super Nintendo version of Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah,
yep.
They should still be on my YouTube page, and I really need to go through and make playlists of all those. But yeah, I still do them every now and again. They itch that scratch, and the fun part is with the randomizer, it's still the game that you know and love. Now it's okay. Where's that damn lantern? Or I need the power glove. You're looking for routes to either get into the dark world or just how to progress, and that's the fun part about it. It's the same old game, new brain teaser.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Awesome. Okay, so I got here's another question I got for you. So you obviously said you do GM and DMing, game master, dungeon mastering, and you're also a tabletop player.
Yep.
So what got you into tabletop, and what was your first tabletop game?
Okay, well, as with most things tabletop, usually it's a group of friends. So ages ago, back about 96 or 97, met a new group of friends as I was progressing through our lovely public education system. And one night we're all together and it's like, hey, let's play some RPG. And I was like, what? So this wasn't Dungeons and Dragons. To my knowledge, and props to my good friend who is, I would probably put him on the level of an insane genius. He made a homebrew system where he just kept track of spreadsheets. To my knowledge, there is no core rule book for what this is. We use spreadsheets, paper, full on just raw stuff. And in fact, we have been playing that same game to this day. Now, I don't have the same character. A lot of them have died. But a little fun factoid. This character I currently am in his game is our longest running. And at some point in time, the game master redid the math of how we calculate speed in this game and has made it harder for the other players to attain speed. I'm the fastest fucking thing alive in that game. So much so that I can outrun horses and almost anything. Because I hit a point where death is very easy, unfortunately, in that game. So I just finally got to the point I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I can't beat you. I can outrun you. And so I am happy to have that little feather in my cap. So I also try to keep that character alive. So yeah, 97, group of friends, and I call it homebrew because that's, for the lack of better word, what the system should be determined as. I then picked back up into tabletop in my college years. Well, after college years, met up with some friends, and they were like, hey, you want to play some Shadowrun? I'm like, sure. And it's been, as they say, probably a downhill slide ever since, but it has been a treasure and a joy.
So what was that game called you were talking about? That's the longest running game you played?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Name. I didn't catch the name that you said for that game you were the longest running game that you're basically
I just call it homebrew because it's to my knowledge, there is no core rule book. Like there's no like D&D first edition, or there's no Smurf Niblin second edition. This, to my knowledge, there is no core rule book for it. So I lovingly call it homebrew.
Kyle's, here we go. Shadow Warren says Kyle's character must be on super meth. Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yep.
He's all hyped up on Mountain Dew.
all the Mountain Dew. Yep. No, I've got plenty of stories about that character. I should someday just sit down and just spurg about it for 15 minutes, because I have I call it the homebrew report I have with some real life people, and they seem to enjoy hearing the tales because weird shit happens, and well, that's one of the things I love about tabletop in general is the narrative that you and a group of people can make, and just some of the crazy shit that just can go down.
And one thing I love about it is, and for me, I'm always afraid of being a not realizing it basically, or going into what I call the main character syndrome. Because tabletop is a collaborative game. It's kind of like when we played last night. We played Satisfactory. It's a collaborative game, and you're not the main character. You're just in Satisfactory. You're just some Joe Schmo. But I do love the creativity. Like for example, when I played it, I was playing. I always end up being a wizard. I always want to be the human fighter, but I don't know. If we don't have a wizard, we need some DPS, magic style. So I'll be the wizard. And most people like to do min-maxing, which for those who don't know, that's when you max out your stats on one and minimize the others. You optimize based on the mechanics. You build your characters based on the mechanics. I'm a mix of both. I do the min-maxing and the RP. So I like the RP, make up a fucked up character. So my characters would use swords. He was a wizard. He wasn't a blade slinger, but he was just good at hurling fireball and everything else that pissed off our DM. And so he had it where he had me quote unquote kidnapped, and the party had to come get me. And it was he wanted to do a pirate campaign, like a pirate adventure spinoff in the campaign, to kind of derail and take a break from a while. And I derailed that.
Oops.
And I intentionally did that. I didn't know there was going to be I didn't realize it was part of the campaign, but I remembered he was bitching about us, railroading everything, going off the main quest. And so I go in there. I'm the guy that has all these spells and everything, but I'm right now can't do it. I'm drained out. They managed to rescue me. All right. Kind of, they hijacked the ship, brought it to the Pirates Cove where I was kidnapped, started blasting into the pirate base, managed to cause an explosion that jars his prison doors open. I grabbed my skeleton out of the bag of holding, and no, I was not a necromancer here. I just had animate undead as well. Like I had a variety of spells, and I put myself in the bag of holding, told my skeletons to take a walk. They walked under the ship. Yes, I know I stole it from Pirates of the Caribbean. I get it. Crawled up on top. They dumped me out. I fall out, and I'm prone by the rules. And so all I could do was talk. I told the party, okay, let's go. We literally turned the ship around and left. He's like, wait, what? Like, we're leaving. But I had this whole adventure planned out with pirates, treasure. Like, we're leaving. I'm a glass cannon. We're going. It's like we're done here. It's like we're done.
Yeah. No, that whenever DMing, you always run into that potential issue, and I call it an issue just because, yes, you do all this beautiful prep work, and all of a sudden the players they look that way. They look down that deep, dark tunnel, and they just say, hell no, and turn around and walk away. And it's like, but there's the thing here, guys. Nope, we're not going there. And I mean, as the DM, yes, you can try to force it, but it depends on your table, and in general, you need to learn to roll with the punches, and just because in the end, we're all there to try to have. Well, we should be all there to have fun. Some players have fun just min-maxing. I admit I am not smart enough to min-max. I do what I can to build as best as I can within the rules. And sometimes I choose stuff that at the start, it's like, hey, that looks cool. And then it turns out, boy, that was a dud. And yes, there's the internet that can help you. You could use the internet to help you make the most broken character possible. But, sometimes you might need to think a little bit about that. But, well. it's you make do with what you got. But no, that sounds like that was quite the fun adventure. I mean, I never would have. I know that putting yourself in a bag of holding is in general a no-no, but I'm guessing you must have made the appropriate saves to not suffocate.
Oh no, what I did is because in the obviously with tabletop, and this was D&D, but TTRPGs require a lot of math. And one of the rules says you get a certain cubic amount of air for a certain amount of duration times the amount of people in the bag. So that was 3 minutes before I suffocate. And so I asked him, the DM, I was like, how long would it take for my skeleton to get from here to the top of the ship real life? Like you know, because I wanted, you know, make sure I was understanding his rules and have him establish that. So that way, if he had a problem with it later, I was like, oh, no. Here's what you said. Here's the rules based on the bag of holding. I'm following. I'm not a rules lawyer, but I want to make sure I don't. My only rule is don't piss off the DM, which obviously I
try
did,
not to anyway.
Yeah. So I want to make sure I could do this because there was cannon fire going around. There was rifles going around. I have 2 HP. What all it takes is one shot. Like he wanted my character. He wanted my character dead. He literally narrated as I was beaten to an inch of my life. So I couldn't cast any spells. So he did not want my character doing anything. So, but I literally did the math on that while everyone was doing their turns, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And he tried. My next year said, you need to do a saving throw. I was like, but you said it would take about 3 minutes to get from here to there. He goes, yeah. I was like, well, based on the amount of people in the bag and the cubic air, according to the rules here with the math, I haven't even wasted a minute of air left. We're not even. I was like, I'm still under the water, but I'm nowhere near the ship. And he goes, okay, because I showed him the paper and he looked at it. It's like, okay, math backs up. It's fine. I'll allow it. And I was like, yay! I'll do the same for. But I guarantee there's one. My skeleton did had to do an athletics check and failed his athletics check crawling on that ship. That I was actually like, I don't want to have to. I almost had to do a saving throw, and my dice sucks. You could ask Shadow Ward for this one because my current character, he's a necromancer that all he wants to do is raise a family in peace. He grew up in the wilds, and his mom wanted him to, get revenge on this all stuff. So she raised him to be a necromancer, and he just told his mom, like, I'm not doing that. And I saw this family here having a barbecue thing. I want that. So whenever he says I want to raise a family in peace, he doesn't mean he wants to raise a family from the dead. He just wants, the white picket fence lifestyle. But he's lawful evil, trying to be good. He's trying to change his nature. I did that because it's kind of funny for me to interact like that. So he's not an edgelord character, but I get to kind of be me in a way of I get to be snarky as his character. But every time he tries to do good, the dice rolls will fail on him to where it was just like every time he does good, something evil happens as a result.
Sure.
Something bad happens, and he just gets all frustrated. And when he does something evil, he actually did something good. Like one time we had these, we were doing this trial. You've played Rime of the Frostmaiden, right?
I've seen it played. I've never experienced the campaign firsthand myself.
Do you remember the trials of the Frostmaiden?
Unfortunately, I do not. But
okay.
I mean,
one of the trials, we were in a battlefield, and there was this kid, and this guy is supposed to kill this kid or whatever, right? And he says, "Well, I got friends. And all these crows show up, and me being a necromancer, I was like, this is my time. I got an inspiration point for this. Like, this is my time to shine. It's like, you may have friends, but the whole battlefield, I can make my friends." And I just started. I did Dance Macabre, just started raising up all these zombies, and then he was like, okay, and we're done.
Nope.
We're done. It's like, yeah, I thought it was like, didn't you remember? I have Dance Macabre. You brought us to a battlefield full of dead bodies.
Oh, nice.
But yeah,
clean up this mess.
But anyways, so I want to go back to something else you said. We are both, granted, we as I said, and you Yumi Dash, we all have common circles, but we also have separate circles. You and I
Uh-huh.
met through Sevi's Discord.
Yep, it's all her fault.
To play Phasmophobia. Before we get into that, we were a part of originally Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. But
Yep.
for my audience who may not, keeping tabs of all that stuff, what is Moonskull?
Moonskull is an offshoot from Geeks and Gamers Tabletop, mostly focusing on kind of occult, horror, hauntings, stuff like that. When it was pretty much split off by Erudai and Sevi, it was meant to run in parallel with Geeks and Gamers Tabletop, but kind of do their own thing. And as it turned out, it ended up more as a life raft when Geeks and Gamers Tabletop and Erudai had to kind of go separate ways, which is the way it goes sometimes.
Yep, and I am horrible at going through Moonskull, even though they called me one of their earliest supporters. I still not always on there, but they had some really good. Like one of my favorite was the Call of Cthulhu, the Orient Express one. That was really good.
Oh yeah, it's good and it's still going on. They thankfully finally found the train, and it's getting even better because, well, they're, at least it appears, they appear to be getting close to end game with that particular story, with that particular adventure path, I guess. And I mean, they've survived multiple encounters, but boy, it just the minions of Cthulhu just ever grow that much more violent the later you get. So no, it's fun. There's also what else have they been? Signal of Screams, and that's been a fun one, which I'm also a part of. But God, they've had some other good shows that I've enjoyed, and they can be, I mean, not super creepy, but a little disturbing in certain spots.
Yeah, a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah,
but you also I also didn't know you do collab streams with Savage JT, not to be confused with Smash JT, guys. There's another JT around. Yes, shocker, I know. But you do collab with him. He also does his own DMing. But what got you into streaming? What did you just say, hey, I want to be a talking pie on the internet and I want to stream games? I want to be like Mr. Beast and make millions of dollars, or I just want to play a game. What caused you to start streaming?
I would say just watching the likes of like Sevi and Erudai, but just seeing them do it and just eventually sitting down and being like, I play these games at night. I talk to myself. I get tired of answering myself. Do I expect to become a worldwide sensation? Oh no. But I do just I put the streams up because it's fun to chit chat whenever there's those in chat. And another fun thing is just the shenanigans that can occur on games. One game that I'm gonna go a little bit sideways here, but it tracks. So recently, you folks probably have seen us on Wednesdays playing Left 4 Dead 2. Many moons ago, I was playing with another group of friends.
Kyle. Hold on. I'm sorry. You can continue in a second. I just gotta say, I gotta step out and do parenting duties. I will have the thing on speakerphone. Dash, could you cover for me? My son needs me, and he said,
"Oh, absolutely."
Yeah, he said he needs me for 5 minutes, so I might be on for a little bit. But I'll have the thing on speaker so I can hear y'all.
Roger.
Yeah.
No. So no. Thanks for the heads up on that, Lavistro. And yeah, so. Back to why I got into streaming, and the big thing is having kind of a record and a recording of just shenanigans that can happen. So going back to Left 4 Dead 2, probably about 10 years ago, had a friend who was on the other side of the U.S., was in a small town with the most podunk of internet. But yet we still got together and played Left 4 Dead 2 with a group of others. In Left 4 Dead 2, there's a scenario where your end game is you're at a mansion, and the way it goes is you signal the rescue, and then you start going through at least 2 waves of just zombies followed by tanks. And then after those 2 big waves, the rescue arrives and you have to rush to rescue. So the best glitch I've ever experienced, one of my best glitches I've ever experienced, is I signaled for rescue and I turn around to start heading back. My friend's glitchy internet tricked the game into thinking we'd already gotten through all of the waves and that it was time for rescue to be here. So I've triggered the start of what should be wave 1. I turn around and then there's an explosion behind me. The gate that was sealed had been blown open by the rescue boat that was here to take us. So I turn around and I'm like, guys, we got to go. And they're like, what? I'm like, rescue's here. We got to go. And we all booked it to the boat. And the thing is we pre-gamed it a little bit, preparing for this just onslaught, and just due to that crappy internet, rescue was there early, and now all I have is the tale to tell because I didn't record any of it. I didn't have any method of doing that. And so yeah, and when my earlier streams when I did Phasmophobia, there were some fun moments where just crazy shit would happen, and that's the nice thing about streaming is, especially since there's at the moment no storage considerations, all of that stuff is nice and archived on YouTube. So and if not YouTube, Rumble, so I can share it with those.
You have backups.
Oh yeah, yep. There's backups.
Jehovah's Witnesses at the door.
Oh, those darn witnesses. But yeah, so yeah, Sevi was my kind of my guiding light, and then the fun part of just sharing shenanigans with folks. And for those who see them and enjoy them, great. I don't anticipate ever becoming an Asmongold or any of a big one, but if lightning ever strikes, well, hopefully everybody who stops in and tunes in enjoys.
Yes, I will say you're a very humble streamer, and it's awesome. But I want to know, obviously, I believe you started on YouTube first.
No, Kick.
No,
Kick.
Oh, Kick.
Kick was my genesis.
Yes, Kick was your genesis, and we'll probably talk. Well, actually, we can talk about that right now. Nice little segue stuff. But you also branch out to YouTube and Rumble.
Yep.
But I want to ask, did you go to Kick because you believed it was a free speech platform, or was it just the best platform you felt comfortable with? Did you follow the Rumble revolution? What was your motivation for the platforms you chose?
The initial motivation for Kick was it kind of was new. It was kind of no pun intended, kicking off at that time. And a lot of people were saying, hey, this is the hot new thing. And the interface was pretty easy to get with and enjoy. Plus, quote unquote, monetization, well, or at least getting, donations or subscriptions is easier to acquire on Kick than at the time it was, than any place else was. And then when I heard about Rumble, I was like, hey, Rumble would be a good place to just also upload stuff to. They're starting out, so I learned how to multi-stream and split the stream, so to speak. And then finally going to YouTube was, well, everybody's there as well. And that's one deal one tenet I agree to is you can't go wrong casting a wide net. Now, monitoring all 3 of those at the same time for a person can be a bit of a challenge. But I must submit that there's nothing wrong with throwing your voice out there and seeing who hears it or what echoes back.
So was it because you were like, oh, this is a free speech platform? Just that it was, I just want to stream games and I want to, share my passions with people. So these platforms to you, from what I'm understanding, are just platforms.
Sure. Well, the free speech stuff is important because, I mean, in all honesty, look, I mean, and it's because I'm so small. If YouTube tomorrow were to say, Kyle, you're not allowed to stream on our platform anymore because you show boobs or something, it's like, all right, well, fine, whatever. Life goes on. For those who, make it, build their livelihood around it, I understand. And every person has their needs and their necessities. But if each platform kind of has its rules, well, just, play by them to the best of your ability, and just know that some of these are kind of a house of dominoes or a house of cards, and they may collapse at any point in time.
Your thoughts, Dash. You also stream on Kick, Rumble, and the YouTubes. And I think I'm not sure. Do you stream on X? Can't.
Sometimes I do. I'm allowed to. My current Restream subscription allows me to stream on 3 platforms at once, so I alternate.
Did you do it because of the free speech revolution stuff? We're not for
Well,
those who are watching.
I'm just
we're not,
branching out. I'm branching out in case, trying to possibly maybe grow my following on other platforms, and just in case, like if I ever do get banned from YouTube, I'll have someplace else to go.
Yeah, and surprisingly, I have not been banned. I mean, I don't like to censor my content. I always live stream, so you can imagine my freakouts when I was playing Kingdom Come Deliverance and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I'm hanging around with Father Godwin, a wholesome man of God. Yes. Or playing Duke Nukem and seeing titties on the wall. It's like, oh, I totally forgot about that. I'm still not banned. But for me, these are just platforms. I stopped streaming on Kick, even though I'm monetized there, because I got tired of the bots. None of my mods go on Kick, so I had to go there and delete it. And it's no fault of their own, like if someone's on there and they mod it, then that's cool. But I don't get a lot of interaction on Kick. Which is surprising because I'm monetized on Kick. I remember we were all like, it was shortly after you got monetized, and then Frost got monetized, JT got monetized, and then I got monetized. I was like, hey, I'm happy, I'm finally got monetized. And I didn't want to get monetized because of the money. I just wanted to be able to share my emojis everywhere.
Oh yeah.
like that's one thing that some people like. You just want to get monetized as that. It's like, actually, no, I just want my emojis. That's all I want. Yeah. Like once I got monetized on Rumble, I stopped saying, let's go to 500 on Kick. I was like, I got what I wanted. But it's just the bots. And they're everywhere, but every stream on Kick, hey, I saw your channel. You got a lot of potential. How would you like to make 500 followers and $1 million in just one stream? Contact me on Discord for details.
Yeah, totally legit. Totally, yes. Let us talk in DMs, and nothing bad will happen. Ugh. Yeah. I have a no solicitation thing on my chat, but boy, they pay attention to that.
Oh no, I because you know me, I'll post my streams for everybody on X, right? But I found out that's why YouTube thinks I'm a bot. So my Lavistro 84 that I usually stream from on X as well put me as a bot, which is why I also have the Rumbles, the YouTubes, and the Kicks, even though I'm taking a break from Kick because I almost did a Donald Duck Berserk fucking Spurg moment because I just about had it. I'm like, I'm trying to play a game here.
Lavistro, did you see the D&D post, the D&D main account posted with the ballerina?
We're probably going to talk about
that. Oh yeah, I just wanted to make sure that if that was okay.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But I wanted to make sure we wrap everything up with a nice little bow. So Kyle, what would you say is your current favorite game?
Current favorite game. I have been having a blast with Doom: The Dark Ages. I need to get back and play Eternal, but it has been enjoyable. And when the game game runs, it runs very well. And I don't mean run as in the frame rate smooth and I can see the water droplets. No, I mean when you can get into the what feels like what Doom guy would do, and that is just
The
eat
immersion.
through a whole bunch of demons. Yes, the immersion, it does it very well. And even at the difficult moments when you finally crash through some of that stuff, it feels really good.
I know. I've been watching some of the Doom streams. I've watched yours. I think I watched that. Weren't you doing it, or was it?
Yeah, I
Sin?
did the Dark
Yeah,
Ages.
Yes. My only problem was the de novo, so that's the only reason I haven't played it. I'm just waiting for it to finally be removed because, well, I have a strict de novo stance, and when I was playing Batman Fucon, it had de novo, and it caused me some problems later on. I actually remember when we were playing, I would I'll be like, oh, I'm having some issues right now during our Phasmophobia streams during that time period.
Yep.
And on top of Meld Studio having some issues, so I had to go back to OBS. The Denuvo was still on my computer after I removed Black Myth. So it froze up Duke Nukem and it froze up Satisfaction. So I had to I had to go find those files, remove them, fix it for Duke Nukem, only to find out that Meld had Meld Studio, which I love, but had a memory leak, so I couldn't play. With that one, so I had to go back to OBS. But I'm waiting because I would love to play Doom: The Dark Ages. I was stoked for that, and then I was like, when I saw that the new thing, I was like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
So I'm surprised you didn't say Phasmophobia. You used to do Phasmophobia lunch times. I even made a song for you during that time period.
And I still have it. I play it every now and again. No, Phaz is pretty good. My problem is I can have a bad case of taking on one too many things at one point in time. So I'm trying to focus on getting Doom: The Dark Ages taken care of. Eventually, and especially once we get closer to October, I might switch back. To an October of Phaz lunch over the lunch hour, especially since they're updating the Grafton farmhouse to be more than that rinky-dink log cabin that has a bunch of weird stuff.
Yes, but I certainly hope for their sake they keep the Dubmeister, because Nozaku is not going to let us hear the end of it.
Oh yeah, if Nozaku loses his dubs, we're in trouble.
But yes, and we also have that special Halloween event coming as well. They said they're going to keep doing that, the Halloween, Christmas, and Easter. Which I think what they're trying to say is they're getting done with Phasmo. They don't want to do any more events to it, so they're just trying to polish it up, finalize it, and have the events on repeat. But I will say, after finally getting everything for the Easter event, my eyes were bleeding. Not like literally bleeding, but because of that green light stuff. And then like the one house that we usually go to. What was that house? The one where the bedrooms are upstairs, but you had the main bedroom downstairs. I can't remember the name of it. The White House.
The main. Is it our main hunt usually?
One of our main hunts, yeah. It's not the one with the stairs right by the door. It's the other one where the stairs are at the other end of the room where the door is. It's like when you enter the front door, you get the dining table, and then you had the stairs behind it. That you you did the
you can run around whenever you had the
Deogen.
The Deogen. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Especially with some of those lights and everything, it can get a little old.
Yeah,
I can
and
understand
plus the
that.
UV mapping is horrible for those earlier maps. We still haven't fixed them. I wish they'd fix them, but that's what caused my problem, was seeing all that and just getting eye strain. So I had to take a break from it. I said, I gotta take a rest. I said, I did everything, but I'm not streaming tonight, which was like unheard of for me. I never take a break from streaming, but I couldn't even see the screen. My eyes were so red in the mirror. They looked bloodshot. I looked like Grand Admiral Thrawn. without the blue skin. Just the eyes are all red.
Oh dear.
So, do you what are your where do you see yourself in the next few years streaming?
Next few years, who knows? I might get around to having official merchandise made, but I mean, and this, I'm noticing this myself. How many coffee mugs and T-shirts for various streamers do I need? Because I don't wear a lot of them. But I would say, well, God willing, keep working with the folks over at Moonskull and maybe work a little bit with JT Savage. Just doing a few more. So on my personal streams, I'll be still probably playing games, and I really don't have too much of a need. I'm okay with coming on and talking with people about current topics if ever needed, but I don't see myself ever going that way myself. I'm just gonna keep making either videos of video games I'm playing, or who knows, might make a few other videos of just, like I said, dungeon stories from the DM or GM, and stuff like that.
We actually cover a variety. We don't focus on the politics too much. We'll cover it on occasion. Like today, we'll cover some things because it hits the nerd space. But like, for example, if someone says Assassin's Creed Shadows, let's use that. That one was harped on so many times, right? Or Dustborn.
Yeah.
We'll cover it to one time, and then that's it. Right now, the current thing is Piedmont processors. We could easily cover that one, but we covered it for what, Dash? 3 weeks already, right? 3 different Dragoncasts.
Yeah.
So we're trying to branch out, and D&D decides to pop up on stuff. Actually, before I go into D&D, I want to wrap the thing up. Would you recommend Kick as a good startup platform for people?
I would, just from the fact that they don't block too much. If anything, the interface is halfway decent. I'm still a little upset at they used to be not better. I've been getting rid of my freaking dub, says Nozaku. But as I was saying before I got distracted, the UI is for the most part pretty easy to use. I'm a little disappointed in their rating UI, which I think used to be nice and simple, but kind of a pain in the ass now, at least to me. And if your goal is to try to make money, at the moment, the bar is decently low to at least get yourself to where people can donate to you through Kick if you so desire. So yes, I would say Kick is pretty good for the moment.
And I will say it's easy to get monetized because, spoiler alert, the bots, when they subscribe to talk to you, counts towards your following base, and you only need 75 subscribers.
Yep. Key thing is sure, they can subscribe to your channel, but take a banhammer and smack them out of there, because you certainly don't want to endorse any of that. Hey, talk to my Discord and send me a DM. It's like, no,
ignore that.
Yep.
Yeah. But what I was telling one of my friends, Mikey, I think, and seen and not heard, we were playing. I think it was during last night when we were playing Satisfactory. I think, watch, one of them is literally going to be a legit person who legit believes that stuff and is a legit millionaire, and would have legitimately helped me get a legitimate 500 subscribers and millions of dollars. One of them was going to be real, and then I just banned him. I'm going to find out when I go to heaven, or hell in my case. And yeah, I'm gonna tell back. I go to hell. What? I want to be a ghost. I want to haunt people for the rest of for all eternity. But yes. Speaking of which, speaking of the Zaku and beer, I need to get in touch with him because he was interested in coming on one day, so I'm hoping to get him on next Saturday. And we're also trying to get Sunker Maidens on, which Sunker's kind of hard. She came on my birthday stream, but yeah, we're trying to interview her as well. And let's go ahead and talk about the world's most famous, shall we say, role-playing game. soon as I can do this here. I forgot to do that. Let's see, share screen. So I saw this week, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And we'll do it this way. If you didn't see the title, would you consider that, or the logo? Obviously, would you have thought that this was D&D?
No. Just no.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you can have. That's the nice thing about D&D. You can have a bit of everything in there, but I do not think about a dude hiding underneath a table while a chick in a frilly outfit sits on top of it. I mean, now, can you get into that situation in D&D? Sure. Hopefully the payoff is pretty good, but this looks like it's falling into the modern trend of, hey, we're having high school prom in D&D. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the marketing's really, really bad. Apparently, this was all part of a meme. A bunch of companies like tried to like hop on like this showgirl thing. So they posted this in response to the meme, and
I'm
it's
sorry,
just
chat. I know y'all are probably being horrified right now, so I'll fix this. Go ahead, Dash.
yeah. Oh
There,
man.
that's better.
Ah!
What should we do? Oh no, I think we're supposed to kill her. I got a club.
That's funny because that's what memes listeners are saying. The comments aren't sure what the ballerina was thinking. This looks like a front cover of Mad or maybe a Goosebumps book.
Oh man, he really captured her looks.
But go ahead. I'm just gonna showcase some things to help keep the conversation going.
I don't fault the goblins because they're probably like, all right, what trap is this? I mean, is the paladin just off of camera? I mean, who's gonna what this no adventurer would dare step in here like this. Just yeah. I mean, and you know what? Maybe in your campaign, yes, you would do this.
Oh, I would totally rock the pink toot suit.
Yeah, I would ask you to roll for either intimidation or deception.
Well, no, I would try to. I would say I'm going to let the goblins know I'm insane. So it would probably be a performance check.
That's fine and dandy, but I mean, again, depending on the monster, there might be a brief moment of confusion, but the beatings will commence until the frou-frou is subdued.
Yes, and I just brought this up here because this is the compare and contrastion of D&D. If I remember correctly, the top one, that's from the Dragonlance series, if I remember correctly. And then you have characters from modern day D&D.
Yep, season 2 of Critical Role. I watched it. I didn't see this particular fan art, but I assume this is fan art, or maybe this is official. I have no clue.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you're saying this one, I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure that's not. I can't remember the guy's name, but I've been a fan of his artwork. I actually have calendars still to this day of this artwork.
No,
and that's one thing I used to love about D&D back in the day is the art style, the artwork. It was this here. It's childish.
Yeah, I would agree. The top artwork that incites more fantasy. The bottom one to a certain extent, but it looks more like just a bunch of guys hanging out, farting around. But I would say the top one is definitely more imaginative. Also, I wouldn't mind hanging out with the blonde chick with the sword. She kind of looks hot.
Yes, and that's a beautiful thing about that fantasy is that you could be those characters. What, like, I understand, like, here's the way I understand it. is these people are trying to be themselves, which is fine. Like I will understand the argument where we all put a little bit of ourselves in each of the characters, right? But
Yeah.
I'm a disabled veteran. I don't want to be portraying myself as a disabled veteran with brain damage. You know what I would try to be like? And that's like I don't have to worry about spellcasters in the party and all that. Like I could just be whatever I want and not worry about the mechanics.
Sure.
This guy, he looks like an Aragorn to me. I would literally play as an Aragorn.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you'd be a fucked up Aragorn because I would totally be me and fuck things up. But he's physically fit. He's pretty good looking. He's got that gruff wilderness appearance to him, something that I kind of lost. So I got disabled because I can't go into wild stuff anymore like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I wanted to be a girl, I'd probably be her. I wouldn't want to be any of these. I'd be the fucking bombshell with the sword.
Oh, yeah. No, that's one of the fun things about tabletop is experimentation and getting to do things that you couldn't normally do in real life. And that's one of the reasons why whenever I build characters in various games, I try to go with the non-human route because the non-humans usually get the superpowers, be it a dragonborn with fiery dragon's breath, or, I mean, something as silly as a cat person that can just wander around and just, be like a lot of those cartoons back from when I was a kid, like Heathcliff or, heck, even Garfield to a certain extent. It's just getting to do things that I wouldn't dare do here in the normal world. I mean, it would be fun to shoot out spells at times, but
as someone who normally plays as a non-human character, I do think like in fantasy, like it is kind of like a trope that the non-humans kind of like outclass humans in fantasy with regards to like having some sort of special ability. But I do agree that like, there should be like some balance in a party, especially for role play circumstances.
Before I continue, I just saw this comment, so we're gonna give it a shout out. But apparently, this guy's claiming some indies keeping it faithful. Go next to fan art. So just want to share case that. So yeah, I think they did really good job. Oh wait, I saw something we're not supposed to see. Ooh, I didn't see that.
Whoopsie-doodle.
It did not. You did not see that. It never happened on YouTube. It did not exist. And if you see it, it's a pixelation glitch on your monitor.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the point is like that's one thing I loved about Sword and Sorcery, for example, and that's what D&D literally is. It was inspired by Tolkien and Sword and Sorcery. He didn't. Gary Gygax didn't like certain parts of Tolkien, but he liked Sword and Sorcery. And he had a love for minifigs. He used to play a minifigure game that was popular during his time period, and he would write stories on his characters. So he decided to create D&D with that, right? That's one thing I love about the art style of Sword and Sorcery. He-Man is an example of Sword and Sorcery. It's actually sword and technology or sword and science. I forget what it's called, but basically it's a form of Sword and Sorcery. And it is, you had these skimpy characters, but it's a power fantasy. It is a gritty power fantasy. And the way the concept I tell people is like, it's like individualism versus the corruption of collectivism and like civilization. So, like, for example, Conan is a good example, Kroll. But it's a very, like, especially if you play like the 1D, like I played 1D and 1E old D&D or D&D advanced D&D and 2E by myself. I had the books, couldn't play with anybody, so I played by myself. Totally different than when you play with people. So, but it creates an environment that you're all building a story together. Another one I want to point out here as we continue conversation is we're doing good on time. Is D&D back then and D&D today. Back then, there was a concept of good and evil. The alignment system meant something. Your choices mattered. And for example, Gary Gygax hated wizards, even though he had them in the thing. So with magic can corrupt the wizard, and based on certain things, you get stuff like pus and scars on your face, different things based on the magic being used. And that's one of the reasons why wizards are glass cannons. And yet the old D&D, they were hard to play. It's like playing D&D on hard mode. Because I remember playing the game and I had to make a new character sheet all the freaking time. And yes, I actually was honest with myself and was like, okay, I guess I died then. I'll make a new character. But it's like nowadays Hasbro's D&D is trying to go for more generalized or normal audience.
Sure. And again, a lot of it depends on what you as the group or the table want to play. I think it's a tragedy if a group gets together and they play High School Simulator 3000, where their biggest thing is they're trying to get into the dance and whatever. I'm just of the type that I would much rather be trying to storm a fortress, put an end to an evil warlord, and if it's either giant orcs, giant dragons, sorry Lavistro, some of your other dragons are kind of jerks, but just taking care, just going on an adventure and experiencing a great story. And I love this one with its great use of indie and
yes, I love it too. This is why I don't play Paladins on 5e, because you have people who are, and there's nothing wrong with being atheist. I will say that. I mean, yeah, granted, my belief says you would go, downstairs and all that stuff, but I believe you have that right to believe as you wish. What you believe at the end of the day is between you and God. That's my belief. Sorry, atheist, but that's my belief. But you're not playing you. You're playing a character who is devout in his faith to his chosen God or her chosen God, which fine. But if I remember correctly, Paladins were, I could be wrong on this one, but if I remember correctly in the D&D lore, back at least in TSR days, Paladins were strictly male. I don't remember. But
sure.
They tried to do the Broken Oath Paladin because I think my belief they tried to do the Broken Oath originally because of World of Warcraft, the Death Knight. And so I'm like, well, you could have a paladin who's a dark paladin who follows a god of death per se. You could have that. But what you're doing now is you're just trying to give someone the ability to be a paladin and not be devout in his faith. So the paladins get their power similar to how the warlock and or witch would. Now they're just all warlocks, but warlock and witch got their paladins, their powers from the devils they made pacts with. The paladins, I mean, they get their powers from the gods they made pacts with. So when they break their oath, they lose their ability. That's what I remember from the 3.5 rules.
Sure.
Guys, though, my friend Kai is going to be trying to get people for a Curse of Strahd game if you're interested.
Oh yeah. Is it live stream or off?
He'll probably stream it. He will probably stream it.
Oh, okay, I'll still play. I was just wondering to know.
Oh yeah, so
I don't expect any big flamboyant voices. I don't do that, but I would totally just warn them. I will derail the campaign.
Okay, yeah, I'll
try not to. I do try not to derail the campaign, but
yeah, and if derailing happens, it happens. But in terms of the paladins and the oathbreakers, I mean, I would be of the mind that all right, your paladin doesn't go with a deity for their powers. Well, you got to get it from somewhere. It's not going to come from the universe. And if it does come, it has to come from some focal point, and it's either going to be a god or it's going to be a devil. If you don't like either of those, well, congratulations. There's other classes for you to heavily consider and go with. It's, well, I want to break tradition. Well, I'm sorry, that's what the core rule book is kind of there for. It's now some may argue it's for guidelines, and to a certain extent, yes, but if I don't know, you start changing things around too much, and then, well, like I said, it also heavily depends on the table you're at.
Yes. This is what I consider D&D to be like. I think we all agree. Not just D&D, but it could also be any type of fantasy game. I'm not going to sit there and want to run a coffee shop with my gay dwarf husband. Sorry, that's I don't want that. No, I don't. I want to go into the meat hall with my gay dwarf husband and start a bar brawl because I'm a dwarf and I'm going to be digging a hole.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you know, to either Paizo or Wizards of the Coast, whoever, you know, if they want to make modules that focus on that, that's fine and dandy. Yep. They're the big multi-million-dollar corporations. They can make whatever they want. Now, if they get upset that no one's buying them, well, sorry. Too bad, so sad. And if people are buying them in massive quantities and gobbling them up, well, I have been on the outcasts for many a thing, and you know what? That's fine. They can enjoy it. I'll be happy with what I've got where I've got it.
I was going to put that as the last thing to put on for the D&D plot. I think we had a good conversation on all this stuff, but I just want to point out this shout out to what Dash Tech was saying. This is Kai Swizer on the X's, and he's interested in, actually I'm going to tell him, like, I talked with at Lavistro 84, and yes, Lavistro 84 is still salty that they think he's a bot. This is week 3 now that I've been at. They told me I'm not restricted, yet I'm still restricted. Their support sucks. So
hey, I had to deal with this the entire time when my account was hacked.
How'd you fix it? My account wasn't hacked.
Well, I didn't get it recovered. I had to basically lie and say the account was impersonating me. And so the hacker couldn't use it anymore.
Well,
I had to get my own account banned.
Yeah, I'll probably have to do something like that. I don't know. But all that work I've done over the years, and I can't use that account no more. But I talked with Lavistro 4. He's totally interested, and at Dash Tech totally recommends him.
Nice.
There. Put your name on it. Give you a shout out. But yeah, so if anyone's interested in doing a Curse of Strike, like I never got to finish it, but I was trying to play as Gandalf, and problem with that was my character ended up being Gandalf if he turns evil, because literally it's such a dark campaign that over time my character just started getting to the fuck it. I don't care anymore. Like I just don't care.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play this one. Everyone says how great it is.
It's a 4-5E game. Let's just say I still had the old book before they censored certain parts.
Oh yeah, before the reprints.
Yeah, and it's so good. Oh my goodness, I was so mad we couldn't finish the game. I would totally play it again. And the thing is, I haven't read it in a while, and I have a memory hole, so I'll probably forget a lot of this stuff. And if I do remember, I'm good at not meta charactering. I will literally play a campaign over and over again if I love it.
I don't know, like so far, like we haven't, like it's just an idea right now. We're just like gauging interests and seeing who can run the game. But I think, like, between me and Kai, I'm pretty sure we can get this game going.
Yep. So I had 3 articles I could choose from here, but I chose something fun I never used before. But because remember back when we were children and our mom and dads would sometimes let us watch the TV with them, and they'd be watching Dateline and 60 Minutes, right? One of the characters, one of the people you would see is To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen. Well, apparently he's coming back in the works. But Lavistro, you cover games. Chris Hansen's a journalist. Why would you be so interested in Chris Hansen in this topic? I'm glad you asked. Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator has announced he's investigating Roblox and is being assisted recently by banned YouTuber Schlep. So for those who don't know, everyone has their 20 different statements, and the reason why I have a hard time choosing articles is most of these articles are opinions. So we'll go with, I chose this one because it's simple enough for me to use. Too long didn't read. Chris Hansen, known for To Catch Predators, now investigating child predators on Roblox amid controversies over the platform's handling of vigilante hunters like YouTuber Slet. Roblox banned Slet for violating terms, sparking debate on protecting children while addressing online grooming risks effectively. Chris Hansen, the journalist and face of To Catch a Predator television series that aired in the mid-2000s, has announced he is now targeting Roblox. Fun upward controversy surrounding the platform being used by many, let's just say, white van driving teddy bears that offer free candy. All right. So there is that. I've known this was I don't know about YouTube, but I've known this was a thing since the Roblox first started, like back 10, not even 10. Wow, it's been so long. I'll say 15 years ago. It was before I married my now ex-wife. Back when they were first starting out, like there were people that would target kids on Roblox. This is why I don't let my son play. This is literally why I don't let my son play Roblox.
Good on you, man. Good on you.
I told him, I know it looks fun, son, but you got Minecraft. And even with Minecraft, he has a server that I monitor. So you can't get in there unless I approve it, which is just me and him in there for right now.
Sure.
I tell his friends' parents about it. So that way I said, if you want to come in it too, you can. And with your kid, I'm just trying to find a safe place for my son to, because believe it or not, one day he's going to be old enough. He's going to have X. He's going to have Twitter. And if I keep blocking and censoring him from all that, he's going to have a shock of what's on here. So I'm trying to prepare him for that while in a controlled environment, as a parent does. Yeah. Roblox, however, too high of a risk. Among Us, he's not allowed to play Among Us unless I'm playing it with him. Because there was a guy that thought I was a kid, and I was playing on my son's account, and he tried to make passes at me. Yeah, and I reported to Nintendo because I'm a douche like that. But anyways, so I don't know if y'all know about it, but I thought it would be a great conversation to have. And we don't have to just cover Roblox, but let's ask the question: is online gaming meant for children? Can children play games with adults? And should I'll throw this in there, even though we don't do politics. Should the government be dictating these things for us, or is it at the end of the day the parent's responsibility? I will be listening to y'all, but my son's in here, so I got to move him out. Because I don't want him in here at least for another hour. So I'll be back to engage in the conversation, but we'll go ahead and let everyone. I'll zoom this out a little bit. Oh, wrong one. I'm not going to play the video because YouTube.
Sure.
But yeah, go ahead and have a conversation about Roblox.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be right back. I just gotta distract my kid.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Well, in general. I mean, certain online games I think can be great for kids, but on the same token, it's sadly it had so ever since I was a kid, gaming online has not gotten any safer. In general, if I guess a kid wants to play an online game, you're better off keeping it as limited in scope as possible. Like I talked earlier, like Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2, where you can only have in the appropriate game mode, you can only have 3 other people in there with you. Then you can pretty much lock it down and make sure it's only people in your friends list. So that way, little Timmy, if he's got a group of friends at school, you keep things locked down. But you also have to do the parent thing, and you have to monitor it because, and I know it's tough. We all get busy, but you can't sadly let kids free range on the internet, because much like in real life, back when I was a kid, you were always taught about stranger danger. If somebody wants you to follow you to their van, do etc., don't go with them. And similar things like that really just need to be constantly pounded into kids. But especially with video games, unless you have explicit boundaries set, you are setting yourself up for a world of hurt. Do I think the government needs to get involved? I would prefer they didn't, because like with anything, once the government gets involved, it is insanely hard to get them out. Now, that being said, I think hopefully public shame and such will be enough to get Roblox appropriately addressed. It's just, I hate getting the government involved anymore in my older age, because I'm from the government and I'm here to help is probably some of the worst words you can hear on a situation. At least that's my opinion on it. But also, admittedly, sometimes, depending on the industry or such, something has to happen. And if anything, the Pollyanna view of it would be people as a community kind of rise up, and Roblox, payments that Roblox receives from subscribers dwindles down so hard and fast that their capability becomes highly diminished.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to say that I find it interesting. To segue just a little bit, KyoZaber Dash, did y'all ever follow the Johnny Depp trials?
Somewhat, yeah.
From a distance.
Yes, I never was too much focal on it per se, even though I did I do like to call out horse shit, like hashtag believe all women, all that stuff. But in the trials, when I was watching them, I was back before Nick Rekieta went all crazy. If y'all recall who that is.
Mm-hmm.
He was covering it, and I was watching the trials on his live streams, and one of the witnesses on the stands, right, literally pissed off Hollywood, the media, and everyone else, because he referred to, when he was being asked about Tugs, another channel, why he was, this night, he's like, yeah, I got my information from YouTube journalists. That's what we call them, right? So technically, in a way, even though I would never like to call myself a journalist, just like I don't consider myself an actual content creator, even though I say it, because I make what I want. I don't make what everyone thinks I should make, right? So what I'm getting at is, they say he violated terms of service, but he's literally doing what Chris Hansen did, because it says down here he influenced the arrest of at least 6 predators.
Mm-hmm.
He brought awareness to that, right?
Yeah.
So they call him a vigilante, but wouldn't that not make Chris Hansen a vigilante, since he's going after predators himself?
Sure. I mean, look, it's unfortunate, but you get to the point, something has to be done, and especially protecting children is very important. And it's where the governmental slippery slope comes in. I'm happier when people are doing it for the right things as individual citizens, as opposed to a big 97 or 100-page bill which promises to focus on one thing, but why do you need so many pages to simply take care of an issue?
And this will probably get me a copyright strike, as it always does. But we have an example of what one screwball can do in the government.
What kind of warped human being would find that funny? This is the kind of entertainment they think is suitable for younger and more impressionable viewers?
Yeah, but what are you going to do?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to write a letter. Dear purveyors of senseless violence, I know this may sound silly at first, but I believe that the cartoons you show to our children are influencing their behavior in a negative way. Please try to tone down the psychotic violence in your otherwise fine programming. Yours truly, Marge Simpson.
Take a letter, Miss White. Dear valued viewer, thank you for taking an interest in the Itchy and Scratchy program. Enclosed is a personally autographed photo of America's favorite cat and mouse team to add to your collection. In regards to your specific comments about the show, our research indicates that one person cannot make a difference, no matter how big a screwball she is. So let me close by saying...
And the horse I rode in on, I'll show them what one screwball can do.
I don't believe this. I will never watch your show, buy any of your products, or break if I see you crossing the street. Wow, that's cold. Dear sleaze merchant. Oh, come on, that hurts. Gentlemen, the screwballs have spoken.
Martline with our local Emmy Award-winning host, Kent Brockman.
Is it a masterpiece, or just some guy with his pants down? That's our topic tonight on Smartline. Now, Mrs. Simpson, why are you against this statue?
I'm not. I think everyone in Springfield should see it.
Wait a minute. Aren't you Marge Simpson the wacko?
Yes and no.
Hold it. How can you be for one form of freedom of expression like a big naked friend over there and be against another form like Itchy and Scratchy? What do you have to say to all those Marge Simpson wannabes out there who wish to suppress David's doodle?
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children? What kind of an example are we setting?
Now, I do apologize. I thought that I changed that for the shortened one for this topic, but I didn't. So that one's...
Whoopsie doodle.
But that one's still the same thing because it goes in exactly what you're saying. Now, I don't want people saying, oh, well, he's defending pedos. No, I'm not, because that's not free speech. And I'm actually 100% going to throw someone in a wood chipper who does something naughty to my child. I'm just that way. But the point is like you said, people would write in, they say fuck you, and then they go to the government to censor it, and they obviously say, won't someone think of the children? That's usually the thing, because that's the current argument now, is someone think of the children. I'm sorry, but I'm the parent, not you, not Dash, not the government. I want my rights as a parent, and I get to decide what my child can see and consume. Yeah. And we have laws to deal with people like this. And I would say, if you're not going to cover it, what Shut did, in my view, is not as drastic as what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to make laws which would be used against us later on, if they don't like something we do.
Yeah.
I think that Schlep would say, okay, you're not going to listen to these people. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to make videos proving this stuff, because someone's got to talk about this stuff. That's called free speech. That was, in my view, that's an excellent use of free speech without violating other people's rights. Yeah, you could argue he's violating that pedo's right to privacy, But when you break a law, that goes out the window. Once you get caught breaking the law, you report it. Like, for example, if let's use YouTube's hate speech policy. I'm against it, right? Because free speech, it is protected free speech. But let's just say that was against the law. So I say, for example, all Neckos are insert racial slur here.
Oh, how dare you, sir?
Right? So someone sees that and they reports me, on that, right? And people say, well, go ride the horse you rode in on. So then they go and they call themselves a Necro and try to get me to say it again. They bait me, they catch me saying it, right? And then I say it. I acted out my crime, right? In that conversation that I'm not allowed to do, and they send that to the police. Is that violating free speech? No, they use free speech. They did their, in my view, civic duty. They did something totally outside the government, sure, vigilantism. But when it came time to actually do an arrest and all that other stuff, they gave it to the proper authorities to do their job. They did what that company failed to do. They did what Roblox failed to do. They did what YouTube fails to do in this case, right? So I don't find it anything wrong with that. But I'd like to hear y'all's input on that.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, at times, just people need to record and point out, hey, something ain't working. And in the case of Roblox, sorry, your guys' moderation system and such for a lot of your content and for dealing with actual predators kind of sucks. And especially with, I believe, wasn't Schlepp the gentleman who also was affected as a kid via Roblox?
Yeah.
So, so he has even more of skin in the game to tackle this and deal with it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Roblox, you guys suck, and you're steadily going to get what's. I mean, karma's kind of a thing, and you guys are going to reap what you sow.
Exactly. Dash, you're being a little quiet. Should we look in your hard drive?
No. What's up?
Oh, I was asking your input on all this.
Oh, the whole Roblox thing? Oh man,
Yeah.
What a shit show! What a fucking shit show! This whole Roblox thing is like, we already got like attorney generals involved, Chris Hansen's involved, and really it's just from this company's failure to really take care of their platform. And while we don't need the government to get involved, this company should have safety measures in place that they're not really implementing. And everyone knew for years this place was a hotbed for sickos.
Exactly. And that's what, in my personal opinion, that's what D&D's becoming. Now, granted, my son would not be able to do D&D because he hates math rocks right now. He likes the role play element of it, but he doesn't like the math rocks. But I guarantee you, when he gets older, he goes to high school and stuff, he's gonna love it because he's loving the games. I'm a horrible DM, but I only DM for my son, right? But as we've seen, there's when Tumblr decided to censor themselves, all the wackos and weirdos came onto X and then just spread everywhere else. And sure, I won't lie, Twitter did have porn before Tumblr came on. Twitter had a lot of weird stuff before Tumblr came on, but they weren't as they are now, where until Elon Musk cleaned it all out. And I'm not defending X a lot because I have my issues with X, but he at least cleaned out the pedos out there. He started making policies in effect where he started talking about as they call them maps now or whatever. There is policies in effect to remove them off the platform. He has, in my view, done a good job. It's the company itself needs to enforce those policies. and Roblox has those policies in effect, as we see here. Oh, right, I can't do a tab switch on this platform. Okay.
But I do think Roblox has failed to properly like protect and to like keep the game kid friendly. I do believe that.
Yeah. Now I know I talk a lot about freedom of speech, right? And like, there's two things we don't like, or people for the most part don't like. That's obviously protected speech, because, like, for example, what if I say a racist joke in the humor of my friends, right? The context matters, right? I'm not being actually racist. I'm just making a slapstick comment remark that I know would be funny to us all.
Mhm.
But if someone else says that same thing and they mean and believe every word they just said, I'm going to go after them and be like, no, that's not cool, right? The same sense is here with Roblox. Roblox is targeted to children. So I understand, for example, why they would have no romantic and sexual content on their platform, because it's a kid-targeted space. But you go into almost any server, at least back when I was playing Roblox, there were people trying to do things that like bashing the other's collision boxes, I would say, that was to that stuff.
Mhm.
And I would report it and it would get ignored. So this is where I would say, yes, a congressional hearing needs to be held to talk with that company. DOJ needs to get involved, but I don't believe in a bill would do anything, because they have so many laws on the books right now they never enforce. That could have covered something like that. But they decided to. This was yesterday. Decided to, what I call, cover their ass, so to speak. Which, trust me, I will expect a lot of soap dropping from them in prison.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also trying to say that they protect children's, but just because you have that in there, if you're not willing to enforce it, that's like saying all had the right to live. Like I always go to three natural rights, right? That life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. All had the right to free slavery against their trade. All had the right to expression, and neither one of those rights can violate another person's right. So you have that right as long as you're not forcing, coercing, or violating someone else's right. And the final one is the right to life, which people translate as just living. No, that includes the hard R word, the aggressive loving word, endangering children. Because when you think about it, when you do that, they are traumatized for life. Their life is forever changed. You just destroyed their life. So that's why we had the death penalty, right?
Yeah.
In this case, if I, for example, if I said porn is free speech, I may not like it, or hate speech is free speech, I may not like it, but it is allowed in the Constitution, right? And I don't speak up on it. Am I protecting free speech, even though I believe that it's free speech? It's kind of worthless, right? It's a worthless belief if you don't act on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting that. So in this case, yeah, they have these policies, but as we all discovered for years, they don't act on it. So is it really worth something? That's when I'm like,
Sure.
okay, if you're not going to police yourself, that's when the law comes in play. The rule of law. You violated people's rights. You're not even doing what you're saying you're going to do, which people entrusted you to do, and you're endangering them and their children. So, yeah, that's where I think the law should step in, but not to the extent of making a bill.
Yeah, and that's in general when it looks like it, and not sure who. I didn't see any alerts, but hey, Raiders, hope you're all doing all right tonight.
Let me double check. Let me open this tab here.
Unless he's saying in general, get down. This is a raid.
Oh, we're being raided. Nice.
We are.
Are we?
Tomby raided us.
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
Tomby, hello.
Thanks, Tomby.
Oh, probably on Rumble.
Tomby Raiders.
Rumble. Probably on Rumble. Hold on, let me double check. That's probably where, because Tomby decided. I don't know if you know who Tomby is. Another gamer, great guy. We interviewed him a while back, but he went to strictly Rumble for his gaming streams. Yeah, I guess apparently he did raid us. Awesome. Thank you for the raid, Tom B. Oh, I don't know where it's at because it's showing here one viewer. Okay, so it probably was YouTube. I don't know. I can't see. So someone confirm it because I'm not seeing the confirmation thing for a raid on Rumble or YouTube. But yeah, Tommy raided us. Thanks. That's awesome, dude. Welcome. We were interviewing KyoZaber. Kyle, you actually no, I think you. I don't know if you were on his show or anything, but I do remember seeing your name pop up on his Sunday spotlights.
On Tomby's? Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did, and I do apologize. I appreciate the name drop. I don't know what I did.
He's always trying to show small time creators.
Well, thank you, good sir. But yeah, no, yeah. So in general, just the law has to unfortunately step in when others fail to self-regulate. Sometimes some politicians with too much time on their hands and the desire to get reelected make a problem where there isn't one. But in general, just where those who should be doing stuff don't, unfortunately, well, everybody has to step in and start cleaning house.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like the government is supposed to serve and protect the people. That's what they're there for. They're your civil servants. They're not your leaders. They're your representatives. And well, me being a Christian, the Bible says that we're supposed to be, subject to our governments because God instilled governments to enforce the law. So I have to follow the rule of law.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to do a little vigilantism. I will say, yeah, sure, like what Schlep did. But I don't think Schlep broke any laws. He only broke YouTube's community terms of service on their end, which is pretty scummy on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a good chance that every other corporation will do the same because they're more worried about the finance. They're not really worried about getting sued or lawsuits. They're worried about the financial ramifications of it. So they'll cover their ass.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for YouTube, they made a bad call and chose the wrong horse.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't. Yeah, I get frustrated when it's like, well, they need to go through the appropriate channels, and I'm sorry, when it comes to either anything that threatens the life of people or anybody that's doing harm to children, look, stuff has to happen, and especially if the reporting stuff isn't doing what it needs to do very quickly, which if you already have children committing, attempting suicide or any of the other bad stuff, I'm sorry, something has to change, and it had to change yesterday. And
exactly.
A person setting out, quote unquote, bait to catch a predator, you got to get the predators. You got to get them.
Mm-hmm. And I think we covered all the topics. I'm going to cut it off short. I just wanted to brief that real quick to fill the time slot, but we're running short on time. And of course, you can find more people covering it. This is a topic I actually would love to cover, but I can't cover because it'll be emotionally charged and will get me kicked off of YouTube because I won't censor myself. Let's just say if you ever watched me rant before, like Darth Vader on Jedi Survivor or something, no, that's me actually controlling my speech. I can't control myself when I'm dealing with kids, my PTSD flares. So I won't cover it per se, but I wanted to at least address it a little bit because, I have kids and wanted to strapping young adult men who don't have kids give me their insights. So that being said, Kyle, I told you this in the DMs. We do something very different compared, or I try to do something very different compared to every other content creator. Or instead of saying, "So Kyle, where can people find you?" Blah 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 blah. I give you like 2 seconds. So this is a time period where I give you up to 15 minutes to hijack my channel. You can just show your channels. You could take control and talk about whatever you want. But this is to give everyone. This is where you get to sell yourself to my viewers and my replay viewers about what they're going to see on KyoZaber. So obviously you can't start up your old game and start that up, but feel free to take control of the.
Oh, all right. Hello, everybody. Yes, you could usually find me around noon on weekdays, 12:30 Central, playing some form of game. I try to keep it about 30 minutes because, well, I have to get back to work. On Mondays, you can find me on the Verdant Mint on Tricker Rob's channels on YouTube, Kick, or Rumble at about 6:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. To how long was it taking? Nice. But it's anyway, as I was saying, on Rise of the Rune Lords, another tabletop game. On Tuesdays, on even and odd Tuesdays, on this coming week, I will be on Moon Skull, which is on YouTube and Kick, in Signal of Screams, and then the following Tuesday, I will be GMing Season of Ghosts, and those usually are around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's primarily what I do. I enjoy games. I make commentary. Sometimes I do silly voices just to add to a little bit of hilarity. But from there, yeah, that's primarily the stuff that I do. Along with that, like the games I play, Doom Eternal, all the Dooms. I also play, like we've talked about, randomizer games, and I play a bunch of classics that I have enjoyed. So there's hopefully a little bit of some. If you enjoy watching video game plays, there should be something for you to enjoy. And for those of you who like tabletop, the primary channels, like I stated, are the ones to sit back and hopefully enjoy. Other than that, yeah, I also, yeah, I play the games. That's primarily it.
I saw your
I make
private
the
message,
voices.
so I do apologize to cut it short. We were going to wrap it up anyways, but you said
It's
you had
okay.
to loosen.
We're not over time. I don't know why there's not a time stamp on it, but I've still got a few minutes left. But thank you for you didn't do anything wrong.
No, but we do have to cover something else, and this one could be short or long, depending. But everyone who's watched my streams knows that I started this stream because someone pissed me off saying there's no good games. And I started off playing some Shrouded, and then we started doing Phasmophobia with KyoZaber here. And when I was done doing Enshrouded, I was just realized that I was not going to do any more live streaming. I'll probably just join KyoZaber on Wednesdays because I love playing games. People kept asking me, "Hey Lavistro, are you going to be streaming again? Hey Lavistro, what's your thoughts on this? What's it like playing games with PTSD? Doesn't trigger your PTSD?" And I started covering gaming topics and news, a little different from everyone else, which has always been a thing for me. So that nowadays, when we do Dragoncast, I require my fellow panelists and get special guests. We all have to recommend at least one game, just like when we were kids going to Walmart, looking at the game section, couldn't afford them. So I hope each of us found one game interesting, and we're going to say why we thought they were interesting for you, the viewer, to look for yourself. That being said, we're going to go with the guy with the tiny head. Dash, did you find a game interesting?
Yes, I think I did. Yeah. Jagged Alliance 3. Here, I'll show. Yeah, the game's about 2 years old, but It looks pretty good. Apparently, it's a pretty old franchise from my research, and they only just got to 3.
Hopefully, they can count to 4.
Yeah, like I think the first game came out in like the early 90s, and yeah.
Nice.
It's a
What
THQ Nordic publishing game. It's a turn-based strategy game. You know, my favorite. Here,
It's by THQ Nordic too. This makes some
Featuring
really solid
an
recent
epic cast of battle-hardened mercs.
I'll need more money if I am to tolerate her presence.
Okay.
Hundreds of weapons and mods.
Bet if I take this thing apart, not one piece will be stamped made in America.
Intense turn-based combat.
Here they come, team. Let's lay out the welcome mat. Neutralized. Stay sharp.
Dynamic environments.
They won't see me until it's too late.
Wahaha.
Someone is gonna have a bad day soon.
Open world gameplay.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was able to find.
Awesome. And KyoZaber, you showed me a game. I told you don't do that, but you did. So do you still have that game, or do you need to share the link?
I have it up. I need to see if I can screen share here. Let's see here.
Present or invite, and you should see screen share screen when you on the pop up. Okay, here we go. You're a natural at this.
Thank you. Or at least I can fake it until I make it. So this is Yars Rising. It's brought to us by the folks at Way Forward and Atari. Way Forward does a lot of great work with the Shantae series. I highly recommend that as well, but I've played the Shantae games. I have not played Yars Rising. With the heroine in here, it looks kind of nice. The voice acting work isn't too bad. It's got like the wall jump, the sneak, and the throwing Laven. Overall, I like the looks of this package. So I'm not too concerned about it. I definitely will look at giving it a go. No co-op, but they've certainly got quite the amount of stuff. I'm a little on the fence, though, of whether or not I want to get the soundtrack. I might consider it because, well, video game soundtracks are some of the fun. They're my preferred jam, usually. A lot of people like the lyrics and everything. I'm happy with just a great beat. So, yes, this is Yars Rising.
Awesome. Yep, and my churn. I actually this looked pretty good. I took a peek at it. I was trying not to, but I was like, I want to know, I want to see what this game's what Kyle's showing up. And normally I don't do that because I like to have a fresher interaction. But yeah, I might be putting that on my wish list. That's actually pretty cool. I actually have a game that I love, and everyone knows I like RPGs and sandbox games. The more freedom and immersion I had, the better. But I know this is surprising. It's from the Xbox Game Studios. It came out this year, actually last month. And I never knew the first one existed. And I told I saw one of my new friends on Rumble streaming it. I said, "Wow, this is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the game." And it's called Dragon 2. Oh, Dragon 2. Grounded 2. Dragon 2. I wish Dragon 2. It would have to be a Dragon 1. But it's single player or co-op survival. I'm not big on PvP games. I like co-op games a lot. I mean, as you can tell, Kyle, because we seem to have a lot of shenanigans in Baz, another co-op game that you could argue is survival. It's more horror, but you have to survive. But yeah, so when I saw this game, He was building a house. He was building a foundation made of straws, and you can ride an ant, which is just like in the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, where they were living in a Lego brick and they had an ant. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had the idea from it, but I mean, I just thought it looked pretty cool.
I could go for a mountain of ice cream.
So there are bugs in the game. So when I asked my friend who I just put a brain fart on his name because I haven't known him that long, only like a couple of days. Admiral something Rod. I my brain wants to say Nimrod, but I don't think his name is Nimrod, and I don't want to insult him. He's a great guy. But he told me he totally would recommend this game. He's like, it's awesome, it's fun. And it looked fun. I mean, you get to ride a freaking ant. If you ever wanted to immerse, I'm not a big fan of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I thought it was a great, movie. But if you ever wanted to have that kind of an immersion, I actually thought it was a pretty cool game to try out. They're patching it. It's basically a fun survival game. So just like
Nice.
Satisfactory and all the other ones. But yeah, that's my recommendation. Grounded 2. I need to start remembering to add these to the descriptions after the video so people could share to see the links and stuff. But we're going to wrap things up. Kyle, you did your shill. So it's just the 3 of us. So Dash, what's going on this week? Where can people find you?
Well, I'll probably play more Curse of the Wolf, possibly like a little bit later tonight, maybe around 9:15 or so. I just need to take an hour break. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube and on X, also on Rumble if you're watching on Rumble.
Yeah,
Philip's got my links. He's always on it.
Mm-hmm. I highly recommend it. And if you do go there, make sure you slide him at least $2 for cat food and or kitty litter. I don't know what necklace each. I just know they look like cats. And give him shit for his small head until he fixes it. No, in all seriousness,
the small head is going to get fixed, and the pecs are going to get jiggles. So yeah.
And
oh my.
And let's not forget, you're also a guest panelist on Ryan Roger Athay's show as well on Rumble.
Yes.
So yeah, you're everywhere. You're everywhere all day, every day.
Yeah, I know. I'm so busy. I dedicate so much of my life to YouTube now. It's
you're a corporate slave. You will always will be. And a dragon slave. Yeah. Just pray I don't become a gay horny dragon. Then
oh my, scandal.
But yes, and KyoZaber, thank you for coming on here. It was great having you. Obviously, for myself, I haven't decided if I'm going to go back to playing the Duke Nukem game because we all know with my channel, we keep playing the game until we have all the achievements. But I'm so addicted to Satisfactory. I have a problem. I know. I need to go get help. I need to go to Satisfactory Anonymous or something. I don't know. But fun game, and it's just one of those games I like to play where I just lose myself in the world. So I'll be probably playing that or Duke Nukem. Slowly but surely getting back into things. We did have our Lavistro rants already for the month where we talked about pickaxe, and I made a shorter video where I wanted to point out that just because someone said free speech, you need to understand our corporation and they shill that stuff. They're not a free speech platform if they're censoring certain types of speech. And they also had algorithms stuff they said they didn't have. And then when I exposed them, they tried to rephrase their words. And yeah, so there's that interesting video. You can also find me at It's Not Lavistro or Totally Not Lavistro on X, Lavistro84 or Lavistro on Rumble and YouTube, Lavistro on Kick, but I won't be streaming on Kick for a while because I'm still pissed off about the bots. So I'm taking a break from that. I will be coming back eventually. because I do have some people who refuse to watch me anywhere but there. Nuzaku Boy is scheduled to come next week as well. I got to confirm that with him. And I might be trying to get a guy. I've been so busy lately, but I've been trying to get JT Savage on, so y'all can see another of JT. So yeah, we got a very busy schedule for the month and the week. But I'm just going to say thank you all for coming. See y'all later. Make sure you give KyoZaber a subscription and watch his content. And if you are too loyal to me that you don't ever want to see Kyo, just come to on this Wednesday when we play Left 4 Dead 2, and you'll hear him playing the game, and he might change your mind because he's totally awesome. I like watching his streams too. Kyle, thanks for coming. See you Wednesday.
Thank you for the invitation. Yeah.
Everyone else, happy gaming. Go play games your way, and have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks, chat.
You're still here. What? You thought there'd be a post-credit scene or something? This isn't a Disney movie. The show's over. Go get some sleep. Play a video game. Watch another YouTube video. I gotta take care of the Dragon Wing and possibly get some sleep myself. Goodbye all, and thanks for watching. And happy gaming.